Hey guys, Reddit here. Welcome back to BeamNG Drive. For another episode of Banger Racing here today, episode number 7. And up front, it's a forklift. With a V8. That's all that needs to be said about that one. In second place is the second new car of the two for this round. The Bolide Gambler. It's kind of like an off-road kind of car. With a GT wing on the front because I actually don't know. Third place, the 400EX. And in fourth, the car that needs to win. It's kind of like beigey colour. The Legrand Aero Coupe FH Race. And at the back, the not loudest car this round, that's going to be the forklift. The Super Vortex V6 with 1200 horsepower. So now then, as ever, same rules apply, 2-lap race. Fastest car at the back, slowest at the front. And any cars that survive will be through. The car that needs to win, the Legrand, if that doesn't win, that will be out of the next round, along with any cars that are DNF. But anything else above 20 mile an hour will still be able to continue going. And the risk factor is a little bit random because they all spawn on 0.3, and it's holding the up arrow down to get as close to 0.69 as I can. Sometimes I get there, sometimes I don't. And there's a massive gap there because this thing takes forever to get out of first gear. And the Gambler now onto the back of it, and it's going to be hefty contact. Well, it's knocked off the front wing, the front wing, which actually makes sense for this car. Although everything's now getting shoved. Oh, that's not going to go well for the actually for the forklift. That's not gone too badly. At least it hadn't until that. Until the vortex. The vortex enrolled. The vortex enrolled. The first car, like proper car. You don't count the pigeon, to be upside down. Everything's gone. Everything is off the road, I think. Yeah, the Bolide's gone. Okay, these are still going. The battle for first place continues then. And then the Vortex gets itself going. The Bolide, I'm not too sure what that's doing actually. It's going the wrong way. So now I'll put that on disabled. And gets taken out by the forklift anyway. Another thing is rear wheel drive, so having a damaged rear wheel, that might not be the best actually. Let's see if it can get going again though. Well, it's is it crabbing just the way the car looks? Might just be how it looks, although it's not going the fastest anymore, losing speed actually. 27 I think is the max speed now for that car, so I could actually end up getting lapped. It's still the EX that leads the way with quite a crunched front end. The Aero Coupe looks near enough pristine. After being upside down, the Super Vortex, or the forklift is round. The forklift just went round on its own. Well, again, it has got a puncture. And there goes the rear wing. This thing isn't really that aero dependent. So the only thing that's going to make a whole lot of difference is the forklift's going to go the wrong way. Yes, it is. So now I'll get the forklift turned back round again. The turning cycle on this thing is absolutely horrendous because we know it's a forklift. It does have the rear counterweight though. Stop it just from, I think, with like falling over or sliding everywhere. And that's actually allowing the Bolide. It's up to 29 mile an hour. It's getting there, but as things stand, before the car is finished, the car in last place is the one that'll be out. And the EX is round. The EX is round. He's also bounced onto the racing line. That's been a big hit with the Legrand, but the car that needs to win, okay, the radiator's gone. I don't think it's going to overheat that quickly. So it just needs to survive, which I don't think any of these cars are going to be doing at this rate. Can the forklift turn? Not with the puncture, it can't. And is it going to get stuck in the gravel? Not quite. Oh, there goes the counterweight. Come on, Bolide. You can do it. Maybe. Probably not. This is just the round of the crippled cars. And everything has some kind of... actually, I don't think this thing has terminal damage. It seems to be going okay. I think this looks a lot worse than it actually is. And the forklift gets itself going again, and it's carrying the counterweight diffuser thingy. It's taking it on for the ride still. The Bolide, throughout all of that, has managed to catch up a little bit. But going at 29 mile an hour, there's no way that thing's actually, going to end up surviving. At this rate, Now, how's the EX look after that contact? Actually, I mean, the front wheel is a bit buckled, but I think it's actually fairly okay. Missed the EA pit out a little bit, so steering damage, of course, but otherwise I think it should be okay enough to get around. Now, it's all about if the aero coupe overheats or not. Because the more powerful engines, which this thing does have, it's like a... It's turboed of some sort. I don't know if it's twin turbo or just a single turbo, but because the more powerful engines overheat more quickly, so that is also a disadvantage of being a faster car in some ways. But it's got completely clear track in front of it until it catches up to the slower cars, if it does. The rear bumper is on the forklift going along just for the ride, and then the forklift, yeah, it's still got its counterweight thingy with it. Hey guys, let's go. Yes, it can. It's running out a little bit wide though, taking the wide line through. I don't think it even has to slow down for that. Yeah, has it got 2 front punctures? The other front tire looks a little bit low, so maybe it's got 2 front punctures. That would explain the lack of steering, even though it is rear wheel steering. And the rear wheel survived, which is what this thing actually needs, because it's basically front wheel drive, rear wheel steering, as you know, forklifts are. And the bolide, it's not actually on the racing line, so if anything laps it, it might not actually make contact unless of course if it's into the corner. With the EX around onto lap 2. Yeah, the bolide's definitely getting lapped. I don't want the forklift to get lapped though. I like the forklift. But it's going to take it a long time to get around the second lap if it actually does. If it doesn't get lapped. Because this is not far off the speed you're doing anyway. And once you get the faster cars up front, you really notice the difference. Is this thing smoking or just the way the tyre is rubbing? I think it's just the tyre. I mean, the batteries could be overheating, I suppose. I don't think that's the beam physics mechanic though. The battery is getting too hot. I mean, it might be. I don't know. And Super Vortex also now on to the second lap. Why is it staying on the grass though? I mean, I'm not surprised if this thing has some kind of steering damage or lack of steering. I think would to put it more correctly. As a forklift, come on forklift, you can make it round. And the bolide is into the corner. So this is going to be where the aero coupe, when it comes up to it, which is not actually, it's going to catch it in the worst place, because I mean it'd be going slower than of course in a straight line. It's going to catch it where the bolide is going to still be on the racing line, so there's still some contact yet to come from the looks of it. And what are you doing, Super Vortex? Do you have no steering at all? I mean, that wheel steers, and that wheel steers. I guess it's just the damage of it really isn't doing the car any favours. And the forklift is going to make it round onto the second lap, I hope. And it's running out wide, running out very wide. It needs to be careful on the spins because this thing is heavy because it's a forklift. And the rear wheels do kind of just disintegrate sometimes. And this thing is definitely crabbing. Even at that angle, you can tell it's definitely crabbing us somewhat. And now the aero coupe really isn't that far behind it now. So if that's good, got yourself going again. Off the road still is the forklift. And the bolide, yep, like I said, on through the corners it's going to be on the racing line. And the bolide is going to get a massive hit soon. Slow that down and, well, that could have been more dramatic. Okay, it's going to come back and hit it again. It takes off the wheel! It takes off the wheel of the aero coupe. The thing that it's 4-wheel drive, so it should still be okay. If that was a normal car, that would be out, because most cars don't allow 1-wheel power delivery. And it gets itself going, and the bolide though unlaps itself. I mean, it needs to do that to survive, because it's going fast enough for me to have to wait for it to get around another lap. It's going to get pushed out of the way again, is it? No, the bolide's keeping itself in front. Maybe the Lagrange just says like, yeah, I'm going to push you around. Although if it's the car in last place, it'll be the car that's out anyway, so... Yeah, this thing needs to survive by getting pushed around, basically. I thought it's made it on the second lap. And if these things keep going that slowly, that might actually allow the EX to get involved still for the win. You never know. Are these two actually stuck together at this point? I'll try my decisive tactics of putting it on disabled, slamming on the brakes, and no, here they're not stuck together. They're just going this slowly now. I thought they stuck together for a second then, but now I think they're both just going this slowly now with the damage that they now have. I think, yeah, the bolide, this thing doesn't have the speed to push the bolide out of the way now, because I think it can take not being four-wheel drive. It's not happy about it, and having to push a crippled car along with it. And the EX, oh no, the forklift is stuck. Where even? Wait, has the forklift been lapped? Why is it over here? It's on the second lap. I saw it on the second. Wait, has the forklift just jumped this entire queue of cars? Has it jumped this? How has it got here? It can't have got this lost, surely. It's undisabled, so I don't know why it's clicking. I'll put it on stopping for a second. And then back onto random. Don't tell me it's cooked itself. It hasn't. Good, it can still go. It still is capable of movement. Put it on disabled. It has to have got around to here then. That means it's been lapped though. Oh, it's lost a rear wheel, which isn't great. Alright, where's the aero coupe at? The aero coupe has finally deposited the bowline. And the forklift, I know it hasn't got around it. Surely it hasn't. But it must have. Because I don't get how else it could end up over here. I just want to go in reverse. Forward is the only way for this forklift to go. Don't really want to do that either now though. So I'm going to put that on to random and hope that it goes somewhere. And then the aero coupe over the line, just saw that in time, and somehow it wins again. It's actually had a good ton of speed in it once it actually got going. And it's going to be the EX in second place then. The Vortex gets taken out by the forklift. I'll wait for everything else to finish before I move them out. The Bolide, it's a lap down, and it's going to wiggle its way slightly over the line, and it is out of the next round. Let's get more then with the EX. And Bolide, that was definitely pulling so much it was moved out of the way there. And put that on stopping. And is there going to be any end race contact? No, because this thing was pulling heavily to the left as well. Now they're going to put the Vortex on disabled, and then attempt to pull it. Yeah, that wasn't actually that difficult. Why is it? Why did the cars not stop when I put them on stopping anymore? On disabled. Stop. Yeah, that wasn't that difficult, was it? And put it back now then on to, yeah, on disabled. And get it back on the road, if it will still go forwards, which it just about does. Get it back going the right way, and hopefully see if this thing can cross the line. To random, and yeah, it gets going again. The forklift cooked itself in the gravel. And it will go backwards, but backwards isn't the way it needs to go. It's trying to go forwards. It's really, I don't think you can get up this hill though. I think that's where it's struggling, is on the hill. Because the front wheel definitely goes forwards. Yeah, there's definitely see there, there's definitely movement in this thing. It just can't get up the hill by the looks of it. Come on, forklift. I'm giving it all the help that I shouldn't be, but I want to see this thing get through, maybe. Now, where's the Vortex at? Oh, the Vortex hasn't made it. Which wheel isn't steering? They're both still kind of steer, but the damage they've taken isn't really helping any cornering. It can still kind of turn. I want the forklift to make it. Now, I'll put on stopping so it doesn't cook itself even more. I've seen this thing have movement. I know it can still move. It's so freaking heavy to try and pull it up the hill, which in a normal situation I wouldn't do, but this thing, I wanted to see it make it. Vortex, have you nearly made it yet? Well, I guess so. Somehow managed to spin. Reverse. Okay, it goes okay in reverse. Now, there's definitely a lot of turning from the wheels in the way it's not supposed to go. Okay, I think it's figured it out. Okay, through the top of the hill, come on. I'll see if he gets moving. If he doesn't, I'll wait for it if I have to. Don't really want to though. And now it's going the wrong way. Well, the vortex has made it. I completely missed. I didn't expect that to get going again that quickly. It can't get up the hill. Come on, forklift arm, zooming out to just try and get somewhere with it. I just want to see if it is actually going to still move. There we go. You going to move, forklift? I'll take that then as a no. So right, so forklift is out. It's going to be out anyway, and the bow light is out as well. And once again, the car that needs to win, somehow surviving again. The Aero Coupe. So if you enjoyed this most chaotic round so far, remember to leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell to notify any future videos. If you give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram, that'll be much appreciated. That'll be linked in the description down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.